Hey folks, it's Mad Rabbit, and we are back in the game called Towns, an indie developer made game. Um, I would strongly urge you to watch the first episode because you're most likely not going to figure out and know what's going on in this. I sort of described the game and some of the basics of controls. So we're picking up right from last time. This time I am going to use the mouse wheel, as you see here. You can go up and down, or you can use these arrows, level up, level down up here in the upper left corner. Now I'll do the same thing. Or you can use your Q and A key, like I said before. Now, I'm going to pause the game here because I let it run a little bit. What you want to do here when you go down, go to your mine key. Now, some of these are going to be dirt layers, and like I said before, I'll unpause it. It really is, there's no use for the dirt piles that drop in here, at least right now in the game. So I right click them, destroy mud, and you really don't need them. That's why I made it so you don't your stockpiles don't get filled up with it. But let me pause here again and go up one level. Again, time is of the essence in this because they can start starving if you're not careful. Okay, so what we really need to do is we need to get stone. So as you see in there, we're right here, and you see stone on the surface in some of these areas. So you don't want to go too close to the water. Let's see, let's go down. Luckily they do show you on some of the layers where it is. So let us mine just a little bit further. And I don't know how much of a buffer area we have here. So I'm probably just going to do a little bit of exploratory mining, but I'm not going to go too close to that edge. And unfortunately, I think you just have to keep clicking it every time. But someone said I think you can hold the shift key down. Yeah, let's see if I can do that. Yep, you just hold the shift key down. Well, we learn something new every day. Hold the shift key down, and you just keep using your previous command. So we're kind of going back this direction where this stone is. So I'm going to unpause and let them go at it. Now let me pause this video. Okay folks, I'm back. I designated another spot to go down, which will hopefully meet up with my exploratory tunnel. I wanted to get a lot of stone built, but unfortunately a lot of this is dirt. So at least we got some of that out there. At least we have some access to this. They'll keep moving that up there to your stockpiles since this stockpile is probably too small for that. That's fine. We don't have to worry too much about it. I think what we'll do is probably put a masonry down there at some point. And I did build the rest of those. The second shop I call the wood detail, where you're required to have stone. So these two are the two that you put in your little carpenter's zone. So if you remember from last episode that. Now let me pause these guys here real quickly, and we'll explain to you that what we're going to have to do in the future. We're going to have to make stuff where we can prepare the food and stuff down there and make several rooms. The problem we're going to run into is we need this, the kitchen stove, so we can make stuff on a regular basis. In order to make that, you need a smelter and an anvil, which is right here. So in order to make these, you need like iron, basically. So unless we find iron, we're going to have to resort to the cooking fire, which lasts a very short amount of time and requires flint, which sometimes you can find in gravel when you're digging underground for gravel, but not always. So and that's limited in supply too. So you really, to me, it's a fundamental flaw in the design of the game. So I know the developers are probably going to be watching this, and they've watched other people's tutorials. I know maybe they don't want the criticism, but to me that's a little rough. Being able to find iron, if you can't find it on this side of the river, you gotta find flint, and then you gotta find enough basically to hold you over. And it seems like most of the gravels are right along the edge here, which seems to be a little dangerous from my one map previous that I have played. And I suppose maybe given time I'll see that maybe it's not so difficult to get it, but from what I've played I've only played a little bit so far, it seems kind of like a flaw in the game. Either you're going to have to make flint much more readily available, or you're going to have to make the iron more readily available to get these early things. because I don't think you can make the tongs required for the anvil without iron either. I haven't tried it yet. Now, to build the tools, it's this one right here. Now we can actually, we're gonna need to do this anyway. So we'll go down here to utilities and make stone hammers for a masonry shop. So make sure, I want to make 4 shops and make 4 of them. But like we said, you're gonna need iron for the tongs. So you need 2 iron and 1 wood, and you're just gonna need that just to make the one that for the required for the anvil. So again, um, it's a bit rough if you can't find the iron right away. That's, to me, it seems to be a little bit of a flaw right now. Again, it's in the alpha stages, so I'm not critical of the game yet. To me right now, this is really a phenomenal game, or has the potential to be phenomenal. So, like I said, watch that first episode where I basically went over some of this stuff. There's other people doing tutorials I know, and probably better than me, but hopefully maybe we can take it from a different perspective here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set up some of the rooms that we're going to almost pretty much need to have to get started in this. Since our, well, see, I think, let's go up. It's going to be right here going down. It's going to end up being here, our second stairway down. I think what I'm going to do, it's easy to dig out the walls and get rid of the dirt ourselves. So what we're going to do, holding down the shift key and doing mine, I'm going to make the bedrooms 3 by 3. I'll make a bunch of them. I may not fill them up right now since we have 7 people. We're going to need 7 3 by 3 rooms. And whenever I try to move it with the mouse, it doesn't quite work. There. Well, that's good enough for now. Let me get a little doorway there. Sorry. Yep, okay, doorways for everything. Alright, that'll be the sleeping areas for these individuals, and we're going to need to look at the zones here. We're going to need our masonry shop. We got to get a lot of these things up quickly. The bakery we're going to need quickly because I am going to show you farming now, which is almost essential that we have to do. So I'm going to pause the video, designate some of these more of these rooms to be dug out, and while they're being dug out, I'm going to show you the farming. Okay, we're back. I didn't go too crazy with the rooms as far as room size go. I think in the future you may end up thinking about making bigger rooms. My understanding is it's going to be sort of like Dwarf Fortress, where you're going to get new people coming. At least that's sort of what the description was on the website. Let's go down to farming. I will show you the masonry shop, hopefully this episode, at least so you can get some of the basics of this down. Farming, again, tilling, that's what we're going to want. And since the plots are 3 by 3, whatever you do here, you're going to want to make sure you're divisible by 3. So I'm going to go like 6 by, let's see, like 12 or something. Well, 9. We'll do like that. So again, pause, get these guys going on the mining and going on the tilling, and I will show you that. Let me pause here while they're doing all this stuff. Okay, came back really quickly. I wanted to show you that yes, indeed, we got all these dug out, except for there's one room here. Forgot to designate. Basically, what you're going to want to do is for these here. You want to make this one here called personal rooms for those 7 that we dug out that are 3 by 3. So hold down shift, personal room. Fortunately, some of them do have some stone in them, and that one wasn't dug out. But I took the liberty of destroying the dirt mud by right-clicking and destroying it in these rooms. When that gets dug out, I'll come back, and what you want to do is in each room make a wooden bed. Since you have your carpenter shop up now, and if you need plenty of wood for this, so believe me, it looks like you got 3 wood for each. So if you need to designate more wood, you might need to. It's good just to give them. Each one will eventually claim one of the rooms, so you only need 1 bed per each. Don't really need to worry about doors right now. Maybe later we have to start worrying about. I think later in the game it's going to be similar to Dwarf Fortress. where we have sieges and whatnot. So let me actually, there it looks like they're going towards doing the tilling now. Let me pause again. Okay, and we're back. Looks like they finished tilling this area. What you want to do now is you want to go down here to buildings, which I know it seems a little odd going down to buildings. And you're going to want wheat farms, and they're 3x3. And I'm going to do like four of them, and then come back and I'll do. This is totally up to you whether you want to go all wheat or whatever, but I'm going to have cows and pigs. Again, when you hold the control, when you tap the control, you'll be able to see these better. They look a little faded out right now. So this means they're being built because they have the X on them. Obviously, there's other types of stuff here that we can worry about later. Another thing you want to do, you need mills, and you need stone to make the mills. So I am going to put some mills here in order to be able to use this wheat. I think the bakery stuff is probably going to be your best bet early on for food. So I let them, they're going to be working on this stuff now. I made two. It seemed to work pretty good for me, the one I did. I laid out a dining room here. I haven't put anything in it yet. Again, it's just pretty simple. You go into furniture here on the side. You got wooden tables and wooden chairs. So basically, just use your intelligence. A table, chair, chair. Oops, no, I don't want that. Table, chair, chair. Hopefully that'll work. Again, I'm not really an expert on laying out rooms yet, but you can always maybe make your rooms a little bigger than me. Here's our masonry. We built our, remember, now we built our, and this is the step you can't miss. You gotta make sure you have these built. The stone hammers. See, I only got 3 built, so we're still waiting on one, and those will be built at the carpenter shop up there. So remember to use this button here when you're building those things. So what you want here in the mason shop is build the mason's table, and I wanted 4, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make 4 in there, so we might have to wait on the one for the hammer to finish. And since we're ready, we're doing this here. Let's put the hospital in. Stone wood to make the medicine cabinets. Let's just put. Let's see. Can't be building these an accessible mason bench. I can't do that yet until at least one is built. Yep, there we go. One is built. Now we can put those in. So we have 2 medicine cabinets. I'm not sure you need a bed in here, but I'm just gonna leave it off for now. Because at some point when you go down further, you reach into caverns where they have creatures and you take damage and all this stuff. So I'm probably getting towards the end of this episode 2. I'm probably gonna end this one, and we're gonna continue from next time, folks. So obviously this will be at least 3 parts. Who knows, maybe 4. All right, let me pause the video recording here, and I will catch you next time, folks. Adios.